Okay, well, we're gonna do the best we can. If you're not hearing me so good, then, watch. Um, I'll do the best I can to speak a little slower and make the directions a little more clear. Welcome to yoga. My name is Julie. This is a gentle yoga class, and in a gentle yoga class, we stay close to the floor. So if you have any blankets or pillows, or if you do practice yoga and you have any yoga blocks, it would be great to have one. If you don't have a block, then use a folded up blanket or something else firm that you can place a body part on from it. Okay. Today we're
Judy,
going.
Julie,
Yes.
I can't see you.
You can't see me.
I don't know if I'm the only one though.
I can see you.
All right, let me check. FaceTime each.
Check, you can see me.
Go ahead, I'll work on it.
Yes, I know there's so many glitches with this stuff, right? We're just gonna do the best we can. And if you get stuck or there's an issue, just breathe. Just breathe and take a comfortable position and do the best we can. Okay. So we're gonna work a little bit today on doing some basic twisting and like we always do, some hip opening, some heart opening. Okay. You can start either seated to breathe with me or lying down on your back. But like I mentioned, if you have like a small pillow or folded blanket or block, please get that in your body, okay? But if you want to lay down on the floor, you can, or you can stay seated. If you're gonna stay seated, roll the shoulders up, back, and down a couple times. Oh boy. Nice. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down, and then reach up to the tops of your ears. So the neck stays long. You can have your legs crossed or out in front of you, whatever works. Some people cross their legs like this, whatever works for you. Okay? Sitting up nice and tall. Just take some in breaths and out breaths. Inhale and exhale. On the next breath, I'd like you to inhale, and as you exhale, press the breath out through your lips, like a little bit of space, like a straw. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your pursed lips. Just do that a few more times. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, small space. Nice and long. Inhale again. Exhale. One more time, nice slow exhalation. Take a moment now to feel your body. Notice any sensation in any parts of your body. Notice how it feels to sit against the floor or lie down against the floor. Notice where the breath is moving. And for the next few breaths, you close your eyes if you like, of course. Make your exhale longer than your inhale. So inhale the breath and exhale longer. Just a few more times. Breathe naturally. When we exhale longer than we inhale, we can activate the parasympathetic nervous system to help us relax. So remember that. You need to relax a little bit. Just sit for a moment and breathe and extend your exhalations longer than your inhalations. Okay? Very useful stuff. It's very well. Take a moment now and meditate or concentrate or focus on something that you're very grateful for. This is that time of year, right? gratitude. So focus in on something, a person, a place, an experience that you're grateful for. Notice how that feels in your chest or your heart. And then widen out that feeling of gratitude until it comes to your whole body. And imagine that wonderful feeling of gratitude reaches out beyond your body, out into the room around you. Maybe out into the universe. Open your eyes. So maybe you have a reason that you're here today. Everyone has a, some kind of intention for their good intention for their practice. So whatever yours is, be mindful of that, honor that. Please don't do any movements that hurt or feel very uncomfortable. And don't do anything that your healthcare professionals have told you not to do. If there's something that we're doing that you're uncomfortable with, you can modify or change it so you are comfortable with it, or you can just leave it behind, rest, and then come back into the practice. Okay? So it's completely up to you. Alrighty, then. So I know our internet connection is unstable, so bear with me, okay? We'll do the best we can. So we're going to start the practice lying down on our back. So please go ahead and do that. Okay, lie down on your back, When you get ready to come down on your back, make sure you come down one vertebrae at a time, little bit by little bit, okay? You don't have to just plop down on the mat. Both of your knees bent, both feet on the floor. Inhale your arms up towards the ceiling and overhead. And then exhale and draw your knee in towards your chest. Remember, knee, never going to change. Inhale, bring that foot down, arms overhead. Exhale, bring the other knee in towards your chest. Inhale, next. Inhale, next. You can do this sitting in a chair. You can do this lying on the floor. Modify everything. It's good. It's good reaches. Inhale and exhale. Nice and easy. Just kind of warming up the lower back, back and the hips. Oh, beautiful job. Now we're going to bring both knees in and around the spine a little bit. Now, some people like to do this. Some people like to curl a little bit. So you can bring your chest off the floor if you want. Curl up if you like that. That's okay. Whatever works. If you're sitting in a chair, you can fold your chest over your arms. Just a little bit. Okay? Let's place both feet on the floor once again. Now we're going to bring this left knee in and stretch the left leg up. And let's just bend and unbend the knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So just holding the leg out, flex through the foot, press through the heel of the ball of the foot, press out, make some circles. And the other way. And bring the foot back down. Let's do the other side. Inhale and exhale. And then just go back and forth. Inhale and exhale. You just want to bend and straighten the knee. Bend and straighten the knee. Okay. Inhale and exhale. And then straighten the knee. Let's get them warmed up. And then you're going to fold that leg straight up there, hands behind your thigh, point and flex your foot, and then circle your ankle up. You got it. Move it around there. Oh. We don't know how stiff we are, so we start moving everything, right? Awesome. Okay, so we're place our foot back on the floor, so I have both feet on the floor, both knees back. I'm going to ask you to straighten your legs out one at a time. Straighten one leg out on the floor, and then the other. Flex your feet as if you were standing up. Back of the heels on the floor. Inhale your arms up overhead. So now you're nice and long like a stick. Nice and long like a stick. From the bottom of your feet, pressing through your heels, toes face the ceiling, through your fingertips reaching up. Try not to squeeze your shoulders into your ears. You're okay. So we're gonna do the movement that we did before, but we're gonna keep one leg on the floor as we bring the other knee in towards our chest. So inhale and exhale. So really lengthening the other leg, stretching the front of my hip. And then inhale, arms up overhead, and exhale. So with one leg straight and one knee bent. Inhale, overhead, exhale. For one knee in, the other leg is straight on the floor. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring the other knee in. Good, beautiful. When you do this exercise on the floor, you can press against the floor. Doing this standing would be the other modification for this. To stand up near a chair for balance or near a wall and stand up tall and then do the kneelings. So reach up tall from standing and then bring a knee in toward your chest. Yeah, that would be the modification of this if you didn't want to lay on the floor. Oof. This stretches both the front and the back of your hip, so it's really, really nice to do this. Awesome. Okay, so now you're nice and long like a stick. Usually not such a bad thing. All right, we're going to by the side. So I mentioned that we're going to do some twisting today, and we're going to start doing some real simple twists, okay? So feet on the floor, knees back. Feet are not hips width apart, so your knees. Inhale here. Exhale both of your knees over to one side. Nice. You're feeling a stretch here. Yeah. Inhale back up. Exhale both knees to the other side. They don't have to go very far. Don't worry, they don't have to go far. They're not going to go far, okay? Inhale the knees up. Keep your feet on the floor. Exhale them over to one side. Right. So you're going to feel this in the hip and the back, so be nice and easy with it. Feel the hips moving. Inhale up. Exhale over. So we're twisting the bottom half of our body away from the twist. And it's nice to do this on the floor because the floor will keep your back straight. If you are doing this seated, bringing your legs over to the side of the chair, walking your finger to the center, you have to set up as tall as you can. Okay, so there's another way to twist, and that would be to move your waist and not your legs. Okay, so I'm going to show this on the floor. You can also, of course, do a twist seated in the chair with your feet forward, turning your waist from side to side. But I like doing this one. So I'm laying on the floor, and one knee is on top of the other, and I'm going to bring my lower arm out to the side here. So my upper knee is going to go back from my lower knee just an inch or so. So they're not completely stacked on top of each other. One of them is a little further back, the other is a little further back, okay? I'm going to take this opposite arm here, like I'm flapping, and notice my shoulders are up into my ears. And I'm going to inhale as I lift my fingertips up. And exhale as I open my heart towards the ceiling. Your hand may not get to the floor to the other side of you, that's okay. Inhale here, and exhale, clap the hands once again. So you're turning your torso from the sides. I'm turning my torso from the right side to face, my chest to face the ceiling. Inhale up. It's okay if your hand doesn't get to the floor. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And you can do this with movement. Inhale, open it up. Do something nice, big twist. Turn the waist. Exhale, close. Very good. You can turn your head to look at the ceiling as you inhale. Your chest faces the ceiling. And then as your hand comes over to the side, you turn and look at you. And just maybe one more time. Inhale up. Exhale back. Right down. The thing about doing stuff on one side of your body is you have to switch and do it on the other side too. Because I don't want you to look at my back side. I'm just going to flip my direction. Because you have to lay over on your other side now, okay? So for you, just roll over. Yeah, gotta lay down there. Okay, so again, the lowered arm is in line with your shoulder. The knees are stacked with the upper knees a few inches behind the lower. Clap the hands together. You can rest your head on a pillow or on a pillow. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale here and exhale close. So you can do that as slowly or as quickly as you like, go along with your breath, or you can hold the open position if you like. Inhale. Exhale. Or you can just hold it open for a few breaths, okay? Inhale. Exhale. Notice that the hips still move a little bit. So even though you're turning your torso, not necessarily your legs, you can feel the movement of the hip. You should always feel the movement of the hips when you're twisting, because the hips move along with the back. So twist. Inhale. Exhale. And again, if you want to hold the twist, you can definitely do that. Inhale in the chest or the ceiling. You can turn your body and look towards that far arm. So really keep moving the leg going back and forth. Just do a couple of that. Excellent, excellent. Excellent, excellent. Twist. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you to roll onto your back once again. I'm going to do one more different kind of twist. This one is particularly to help you stretch the front of your thighs and your hips. This is a wide position, okay? So we're going to walk the feet very far apart. So my knees and my feet are far apart, okay? And then when I inhale, I'm going to bring them over to one side, and you're just going to notice a big stretch in the front of the hip and thigh. You release the arms out, your full pelvis is going to rock over. And then inhale the knees up, they're very far apart. And exhale them over to the other side. You're going to feel a big stretch right through here. The whole hip is going to lift up. And then see if you can go back and forth as you bring your arms out here, inhaling, exhaling. You can bring your arms up in like a Y shape. Or just put your arms wherever is comfortable. Inhaling as the knees come up, exhaling as they come over. This may be, a difficult stretch for you. That's because we're turning the knee. So we're doing an inward rotation of the knee when we do this one, right? When you take your legs to the side, one knee is really rotating in towards the inside of the other ankle. And so that's a big stretch for the front of the hip and thigh. And it may take you a bit to get comfortable with it. And it's okay. It's okay. Awesome. Great. Now you're going to walk your feet in towards each other. And we're going to take bound angle pose. We're going to open up our hips a little bit. So you're going to bring the soles of your feet together and widen the knees out. So you can do this a few times. Inhale, and you can exhale and bring the knees back up. Inhale, widen your knees like a butterfly. Feet together. Exhale, bring the knees back up. Just do it a few times. Nice, great. Inhale and exhale. This opens up the front of the hips. Awesome. Okay. You're going to walk the feet hips width apart. You're going to bring your right knee in and place your right foot ankle across the top of your left leg. And line the knee up. So you're making like a number 4. Okay? You're pressing the right foot ankle against the top of the left thigh. So you can widen the right knee to the right. Keep the foot flexed and the toes spreading a little bit, nice and strong. Now if you're on the floor, you can add a little twist here. Twist the hands out, palms down, inhale here. Exhale, twist as if you're bringing your right foot to the floor, to the left. Inhale, exhale, little twist. Maybe don't bother down, that's okay. Inhale up. And once again, same direction. Exhale. Inhale up. Hug that right ankle in towards the left side. Okay, press it in there so it stays put. Exhale. It's a big twist. If you have a pillow or blanket, you can put it on the floor and you can touch that. That's okay. Okay, or lock. Awesome. Back up and take that. Now there's another leg. So you're going to bring the left knee in, place the left foot ankle over the top of the right thigh and flying the left knee to the left. So your left foot is spreading and flexed, the toes are spreading, the foot is flexed. Awesome. I don't know what that is, I can't say. Technology. So once you have this position, notice how it feels. You know, notice how you're feeling it, stretching it. You don't have to add a twisting with this if you're seated in a chair. Just stay here. This is a great stretch. Maybe even pull it forward a little bit if you're sitting in a chair. And I'm going to be adding that twist. Palms down for stability. Inhale here. Exhale. Turn so that you're bringing that left foot over to the right. Breathe. Inhale back up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. And maybe it takes you a little bit longer. Maybe it takes you a few breaths. Just because I'm moving and inhaling and exhaling doesn't mean that you can't go slower. That's part of it. Just breathe. Inhale here. Exhale as you twist. Bring that left over to the right. Inhale out. We twist in a lot of different ways. In yoga class, you know, we twist sitting up tall and lying on the floor, standing. We twist with our legs crossed. So we have to open everything up, make sure it's strong and flexible. One more to the side. Come on, do that. Wow. Okay, take a minute, stretch the legs out, move, reach the arms over once more, make a long stretch. If you're in a chair, go ahead and stand up, give yourself a nice long stretch. Move. Now I'm going to ask you in this big long stretch position to walk your heels over towards both of them, over towards the left corner of your neck. Okay? And then walk your hands over to the left. So you look like you're trying to make a big C shape out of your body. It's okay if your arms don't go overhead real easy. You can always bend the elbow as needed, okay? Or bring the arms down as needed. Make a big C shape. You can even cross the right ankle over the left. So you're opening up that right side of your body, making a big C shape. Just breathe into your right lung. Switch when you are ready. Walk your hands back to the center. Uncross your ankles, walk your both heels back to the center. And then when you're ready, walk the heels over to the right corner of the mat, both heels. And then walk the hands overhead across the body over to the right side. So now you're making a big C shape to the other side. So you're feeling the stretch the left side of your waist, your ribcage with your lungs. Just breathe. Cross that left ankle over that right. And work, don't have to. Walk those hands back, walk those feet back. Good job. Place the hands back down by your side. Okay, so now we take a look at the side stretching. That's pretty cool. Alright? So let's bend the knees and bring the feet off the floor and the knees in towards your chest. This is happy baby pose. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you, I'm going to take my right hand inside my right leg. So I'll take my right hand inside my right leg, hold on to my shin. So inside my right knee, hold on to my shin. Now I'm going to bend the left knee, bring the left arm inside my left knee, hold on to my shin. And then I'm going to gently use my hands on my ankles or shins, And widen the knees a little further apart, bring them closer to the floor. And the bottom of the feet face the ceiling, nice and flat. This is called happy baby. It looks like a reverse squat position. Just widening the knees apart, bending the knees, bottom of the feet face the ceiling. It's like a squat. So if you're in a chair, sit towards the edge of the chair, turn the knees and toes out of bed, and take that squat type position. Just breathe. You're okay. I rock. Sometimes I'll rock a little bit. You can be because it's fun, but you don't have to. If your knees don't want to go to the floor, it's okay. You can go in the back of your thighs instead. It's okay. It's a nice hip stretch. And then when you're ready, bring the knees together, kind of hug the knees in, make some circles on the floor, holding the shins, the knees. I like to hold the back of my thighs more than I do the floor. So either I hold the front of my shins or I hold behind my knees. Right. Great job. Feet on the floor. We're going to get ready to turn over so that we can come up to the all fours position. Okay? So switch the butt over, roll over to your side. Lay here for a minute. When we come up from laying on the floor, or when we, come up to seated, or we try to get up to standing from the floor, or we, get up from that, we have to use our abdominals. So before you push yourself up from the floor, pull your belly button in really strongly. Then lift yourself up. So imagine that if you're lifting yourself up from the floor and you're leading with your belly button, okay? Because it's using your abdominals is going to save your arms and shoulders from too much strain. All right? So let's move into cat cow. So let's move on to all fours. You can pad your knees with a blanket if you need to. Some people do. Your knees should be as wide apart as your hips. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. The heel of your palm underneath the front edge of your shoulder. Spread your fingers, hands or shoulders width apart. Spread the fingers together. Try not to lift the fingers and push into the heels of your palms. Spread the fingers and press into the hands. Press into the base of the index finger and thumb. Press into the pads of your fingers. So important that you don't just put all the weight in the heels of your palms. Your inner elbow creases face each other. Cat cow stretches. Tops of the feet down. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, press into your toenails. Lift your tailbone up. This is cow stretch. Okay, stretch, let the belly hang down. Let the belly hang down. On the next inhale, push into your fingernails. Lift up your mat. Tuck your tailbone around your spine. Relax it. Just breathe. Now let's go back and forth. Inhale, lift. Elbows, exhale, round. The spine is moving. Inhale and exhale. In our yoga practice, every time we move our spine through the 6 motions. Okay? The 6 motions of the spine are these motions here, flex and extend. The other two movements of the spine are what we did lying on the floor in the C shape. That would be side bending to the right and left. And the last 2 movements of the spine are twisting to the right. So now we have completed all 6 movements or motions. Great job. Now I'm going to ask you to widen your knees a little bit more, lift your hips up, and sit them back towards your heels. Right? You can tuck your toes under, and you can pad your knees with a blanket, or fold in the middle edge of your mat and put your knees there. Or you put the tops of your feet down. Sit back, bring your forearms down. Take a minute. Sometimes being on all fours is hard on the wrists. Sometimes you can do it there. Thumbs around. Fingers. Just sit here. I'm not too far back in child's pose. I'm going to take an inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to reach my hips back a little bit more. I'm going to take a nice inhale. So next time you reach my knees back a little bit more, and you only go as far as you can. If you feel in pain, don't do it. If you know that you have pain in your knees, when you do something like this, you can place a blanket between your thighs and your calves. Right here, between the thighs, between the calves and your thighs, okay? Good job. Alright, so now we're going to up. I'm going to do something that they call the right video. So on the soft force pose, you're going to take your left hand, thread it underneath the right arm, and turn your arm. Now you may not be able to get your left shoulder to the floor. That's okay. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring it back. Nice, exhale. Now you through the other arm. Inhale here. Exhale, take the right arm under the left, turn it far to the left. Good job. And then when you're ready, inhale back. Switch sides. Exhale, left arm underneath, turn the mark. Good job. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right arm underneath, turn your heart. Don't worry about your hips. They're going to do what they're going to do. Let them do it. Inhale here. Use your hips with the heart. Exhale here. Try to keep the hips and the knees lined up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time on each side, okay? Exhale. Turn. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Awesome. Back once again. Ooh. Put your forearms in. You can rest your forehead on your stiff wrist. You can go ahead and widen your knees a little wider if you think that's going to make this more comfortable. Keep your toes together, but widen your knees. Okay. In every practice, it's a good idea to do forward bending and back bending. So this is a forward bend. If you see, you can see me on the screen, when you look, you'll see that my back is rounded. So instead of looking, think about your own back now and lift the belly button up and in and feel the spine round in child's pose. Relax the head down. It doesn't matter whether your back end is very close to your heels at all. So you can round the spine, relax your forehead on your heels. So let's work on a little bit of back bending now. This is a forward bend. Let's work on some back bending. Reach the arms out in front of you. Reach the arms out in front of you in child's pose. Plant the hands there. Try not to squeeze everything up into your ears. Just stretch the arms out long. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale your chest forward. You can draw your knee down and push it. Nice. Inhale, let's press back to child's pose. Again, I don't care how far back you go. Inhale, forward. Now keep your belly firm by hugging the right and left sides of your ribcage together. And exhale back. Nice. And inhale forward. Just build strength in the upper body, right? Keep the hips from falling down. The abs have to work very hard. When you're in any type of plank or push-up position, with all of the right and left sides of the ribcage in towards each other. So we're in here ready to go down on our bellies, do some back bending, okay? So inhale forward to your plank pose. Exhale by bending the elbows and lower it all the way down. Nice and easy. So I went to do some back bending. Let's reach our arms overhead, because this is a really nice way to do some back bending. Tops of the feet are down. You can widen your thighs apart. Your arms covering with your back. We'll look straight down at the floor. Okay, don't lift your head. Look straight down at the floor, because you can hear my direction now. We'll get it. No worries. On the next inhale, lift your right arm off the floor and your left leg off the floor from the thigh bone. Keep looking down. Inhale, exhale, lower. On the next inhale, lift the left arm and the right leg from the top. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And keep going back and forth. Opposite arm, opposite leg, wrist. Look at the floor. There you go. Exhale down. Inhale the other side, left arm, right leg. Exhale me down. Do a few more of these. Great for your back. Think about how strong your back is. Hopefully lift up. The chest rises up when you lift the arm and the leg just a little, right? Lower. Other side. Lift. Lower. Nice job. Now slide your elbows in and place them underneath your shoulders. So your forearms are on the floor, arms and hands are on the floor, and your elbows are underneath your shoulders. So your chest is lifted a bit. This is called Sphinx pose. You can probably guess why. Now, engage your arm muscles as if you were going to drag your elbows to your feet. This is going to drag the chest into the floor, draw the chest forward. That's okay. That's what we want. So imagine you're squeezing the arm muscles and imagine you're pulling them back towards your feet. So you may feel a stretch up from the belly, all the way up through the top of the chest. That's okay. Keep the front of the shoulders nice and wide. Breathe. Breathe. With a nice long neck, okay? So we're not trying to look up. We're just looking forward and down on the floor in this Sphinx pose. Go ahead and inhale, exhale, turn your head, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. So in Sphinx pose, inhale, center with your head. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. Try to keep the chin nice and even. Inhale, exhale, look over the other shoulder. So one more time, look over each shoulder on an exhale. Great. Great job. Rest your head on your hands and turn your head to the right and left to rest your cheek on your hands. Now we're going to bring our torso up once again, forearms on the floor, elbows underneath the shoulders, palms facing down. Bend both knees and flex your foot. So it's like you're pointing your foot, the bottom of your foot towards the ceiling. So bend both knees and flatten your feet. So you're going to press your feet up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Just hold the position. Imagine once again you're engaging your arm muscles to drag your elbows back toward your feet. Now try to press your feet up towards the ceiling. Do not have to lift your thighs at all. Just press the feet up towards the ceiling and press the forearms and elbows down as you drag them back. Yeah, a really nice way to do it. Ease it back down. Breathe. Relax, keep your legs where they are. Bring your torso down, rest your head in your hands. Now relax your feet and gently sway your shins to the right and left. Up to center, sway your shins. So you're just swaying both of your shins, both of your feet to one side and the other. As you know, twist, you feel it, the hips lift as you do this. A little bit rock from one side to the other. That's okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to tuck my toes under. I'm going to bring my hands underneath the shoulders. So let's bring our hands under the shoulders. Tucking the elbows in, pointing them towards your feet. When you exhale, you're going to pull that whole belly up and in to push back to the arm force position. Inhale. Exhale. Push. Belly moves in. Nice. Great job. Awesome. Awesome. Send the hips back towards child's pose once again. Toes under our feet, chest, the feet down. And this time, really reach the arms out and come up on the fingertips. Keep your head between your upper arms. Keep the pits of your armpits lifted. Nice long spine. You don't want to just drop your chest. Now walk your fingertips over to the right side, maybe even off of your mat. So you really feel the left side of your waist stretching from your hip to your armpit. It's okay if this is too hard to keep up on your fingertips, you can down on your forearms. Just want you to keep lengthening the spine, okay? Breathe into that left lung, which will stretch the left side. And then inhale the fingertips back to center. And exhale off the left shoulder. Reaching, 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 really stretching through the right side of the waist. Keep the pits of the armpits lifting, belly drawing in, head between the upper arms, leg between the hips and the armpit. And back in the center position. Great job. All fours. Now we're going to come to seated on the mat. Okay. So, I mentioned before having a blanket or a pillow to sit up on. When we do twist seated, it could be very helpful to have that. All right. So sitting on the one side here with both my legs, both my legs are over to the right. Okay. So I'm going to sit with both my legs over to the right, and then I'm going to widen them apart a little bit. So my legs make a pinwheel shape. See that? They make a pinwheel shape. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for two bendings. Now, do they have to be really wide apart? No. They can be, a little closer together. That's more comfortable for you. But find the way that you feel most comfortable here. Flex both feet. They're nice and strong. Sit up nice and tall. Your heart will naturally turn towards your front knee. That's okay. Inhale up. And then exhale, takes your legs, hinge forward, fingertips on the floor. So now you are hinging. So your back is neutral or flat, and you're hinging over that front thigh. So this is a big stretch. If this is really hard on your hips or your knees, take a blanket or a pillow and stick it underneath this left hip, right? This is the hip that you feel on the floor. The hip that you feel on the floor. Lift it up on a blanket or a pillow, and you'll find it makes this more comfortable. Some folks can stretch and wiggle their waist out of their pants. It's like you're trying to pull your shirt away from the pants, right? Wiggle out, and then rest their chest down. Maybe, maybe not. You can use it blocks if you have two blocks, or use a blanket, or just hold the position wherever you feel comfortable. Slipping stretch for the hip. Again, other side. Other side. Pinwheel position here, right? Pinwheel. Like a pinwheel to release back. So nice and tall. Again, your feet are farther apart, closer together, whatever works. Both feet are flexible, closer right and up. And exhale, hinge over that front knee. And I'm going to kind of stretch the sides of our legs, lengthen them. Then fold over a little bit more. And you can rest your forearms or on your leg or on your blocks. If you can't go down too low, that is okay. Just keep your nice long spine, keep your toes spreading, and keeping that. Place your blanket or pillow underneath this hip that's on the floor. And give you a little bit more ease for the joints and knees and hips. New breaths here. When you're feeling sensation in a part of your body, when you're folding the stretch or pose, breathe into that part of your body as if your lungs were there. So I'm imagining my lungs are back of my right hip as I breathe. So try that. Feel it. Legs up front. This may be challenging if you have your legs out long in front, right? Your knees may bend. That's okay. Again, to make this easier, you can sit your chest and your butt up on your own height. You can roll in the back edge of your mat, sit on that, something like it. I'm gonna, whenever I sit on the floor, whether I'm crossing my legs or straightening my legs out, I'm gonna move the flesh of my butt straight back behind me with my hands. It helps me be able to take a better seat. And again, sit up on a cushion or a blanket and come as well. So both legs out long. Think of your inner thighs. See if you can rotate them down towards the floor a little bit more. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, draw that right knee towards your chest. This is going to make you lean back a little bit. It's okay. We just don't want to round our spine there. Right? It's okay if we lean back a little bit. But it's not okay if we punch back. So think about that. Okay? So you have one foot. Where is the foot? Wherever's comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be right next to your thigh. How much you use bending equal, it's up to you. Sit up nice and tall. I'm going to inhale now, my brain arm up. I'm going to exhale in turn from twisting turning my heart towards the left leg. I can place my arm or my hand around that left knee and place those right fingertips to the floor. Sitting up nice and tall. Make your left leg, the one that's falling on the floor, a little longer. Stretch that hip a little bit more forward. Inhale and exhale. Keep a nice tall spine. Inhale. Exhale. Twist a little bit more. If you feel long and comfortable in that. Great job. Switch sides. Again. Again, want to sit nice and tall. And where your foot is up to you. It's tapping right next to your thigh. How much you bend your knee. And again, we don't want to hunch our back behind us. We want to sit up tall so we can hinge back a little bit to make more space between our chest and our lunge. Hold on with this arm. Inhale my left arm up overhead now. Make a nice long waist. And then I'm going to exhale and twist those fingertips behind me. You can hold on to this left knee with the right arm or hug it, or some people will put their elbow on the outer edge of your bed. But that's in order to engage the twist. I don't want you to do it. It's painful. So be very mindful of that. Reaching up through 12 spine. Turn, turn, turn. Each exhalation, each turn a little further, maybe it's only a little too. And chin carry on through the body. Great. Take some breaths. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to do this one more time each side. But we're going to change it. This a little bit. So see the wrist jaw opens out. And sit your butt up on some height. Upper knee. I'm going to hand over my right knee once again. Except this time, I'm going to bring my right knee over to the outside of my left leg. So this is a different feeling, yeah? A little bit of a different feeling. And it's really easy to round your spine when you do this. It really, really is, okay? And we don't want to do it. If our legs are long, we have this one foot in. I seriously don't want to round my spine, because if you round your spine and try to twist, you can lose your spine. You want to press with the foot just a little bit and lift up tall for the spine. But just reach up through the ears. You don't have to push your chest forward, just reach up. And we're going to do that same twist again, okay? Turning towards the bent knee. So I'm holding on to this time, I'm going to hold on with the same hand. So this is my right knee that I've crossed over. I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to lift the other arm up. Inhale here. So I'm going to turn towards my knee, and I'm going to see if I can bring that elbow down towards the top of the knee. And the other fingertips back. Reach up, rest on. I know this is a challenge. Pose. I'm back now. Keep the lightest position. If you want to try this, and it's up to you, you can keep this position, but then bend the lower leg so the lower left heel goes over towards my left hip. Ooh, so this makes it a whole different situation here. Okay, so now the legs are more crossed, so you may not want to do that. Then don't. You can do that if you can take this long leg and bend it and tuck the heel under a bit. Again, if you're sitting up on height, it really helps. Always have a blanket, a full blanket nearby when you practice your yoga. And then just think about getting both hips to kind of wiggle down onto the floor and sit. Jump nice and tall for this one. Don't have to twist here. Don't have to. And then so here's that on the leg. So how do you have these long legs? And the opposite knee, left knee. I'm going to bring the left foot over to the side. So we did on the other side. Sit up nice and tall. So I'm going to hold this with the same hand here until I'm ready. Inhale. Straight arm up. Exhale. Turn. Bring my elbow. And straight my arm. Keep my elbow back. And then I'm going to take my left foot just out behind me. Turn. Okay? And you hold on to the knee and stand straight. You try to do whatever works for you. Okay? Just stand nice and tall. Lifting up, squared shoulders. Each exhale, maybe twist a little bit more, but maybe not. Get nice and down. Front those inner thighs with each other. Leg down. And if you want to try, put this foot bent over. Heel in. Legs cross this way. Again, this is challenging. You don't have to try. You just sit out and relax, okay? The key here is we don't want to be all just on one side of your back end. We want to bring both sides of the wiggle them down and then just sit up tall. So even if it looks nothing like this, it's kind of sort of, it's okay as long as you're not in pain. So if you can sit up tall, it's really excellent hip stretching. Hip stretching. So important. Some people believe, right, that we hold stress in our bodies, and stress can be, just not physical, but emotional. Yeah. So some theories believe that the stress that we hold in our shoulders when we squeeze them up all the time, that also has to do with things that we are worried about happening in the future. Let's read this position. Good job. Great job. So some believe that the stress we have at our shoulders is about our worry about the future. And any stress that we hold in our hips that creates tightness has to do with us not being able to let go of stuff. Interesting, right? I've even read that they equate your hips to the junk drawers of your body. Whereas like you just kind of put everything there, all this, and you just try to forget about it. I'm just going to put in this drawer and jump the fuck. So maybe this has to do with stress and what you're worried about happening coming. And in the hips, tightness in the hips, not being able to let go of things, right? So kind of interesting way to think, whatever makes you go. Let's lay down on our backs for Shavasana now. If you burn it, or take a lay down in Shavasana. Or find a comfortable position. Maybe you have a really comfortable reclining chair. You want to set yourself up in there. The point about Shavasana is it actually is a yoga pose. And as a yoga pose, it has a purpose and a position, right? It's not just lay down and take a nap. So we want to be supported by the floor. We want our body to be supported, our joints to be supported. So we create a little bit of alignment against the floor. So turn the arms outward so the palms face the ceiling. Relax the head a little bit. We adjust the head so the chin is not higher than the forehead. And then if we want, we can keep our feet on the floor, knees bent, and knock our knees together. And that's a way to constructively rest. Or we extend one leg and then the other, and just let them flow. Just let them move. And then adjust the body. Maybe move the shoulder blades a little. I like to feel that space between my shoulder blades kind of open into the floor. Makes me feel comfortable. So think about when you're having a comfortable on the floor. Very often I'll take a rolled up blanket or mat and put it under the bend of my knees when I lay on the back. It's just so comfortable. So you can definitely do it. You can put like a bolster or some kind of couch cushion or pillow underneath, the bend of the knees so the calves are up, a little higher. You can do that. And then just close your eyes. And see if you can use each exhale to relax the body against the floor. Nice inhale, feel the body. Exhale, let it go. Shoulder release, hips release. Got a few more times. Inhale and feel the body. Exhale, let it go. And just do that a few more times. Imagine with each exhale you take, that your body softens. Maybe with the next exhale, you're going to feel your shoulders relax. And then with the next exhale, you feel your hands soften. Each time you exhale, let go. Just let go. Don't let Snap it. Exhale. Gently move the sheet towards down. Resting in the top. So maybe you rest up and then lift the sheet. Exhale, feel the sheet slowly flow down forward. Into the front of the body, softens and drapes itself over the back. Stay in your Shavasana position for as long as you want to. You don't have to do like the video or that stuff. Just stay there, rest, wait for yourself, just rest in Shavasana, softly breathing, letting the body relax. Did a great job moving your body today. Some back bending, some forward bending, some twisting, some side bending. You did a great job actually extension. So, look at everything today. Before you go up to see them, make sure you open your eyes and implement. And so whenever you're ready, you have to do it. Just make sure you bring your awareness to the surface of your body. When you come off of the chest, your foot starts to actually move too much. Very good. Knees, flip it over to the side. Step outside for a little bit. Ready to come back up to seated. Roll the belly button in to help press your chest off the floor. Step nice and tall, place the hands in front and center. The most awesome job today. A little yoga goes a long way to see how you feel for the rest of the day and into tomorrow. I won't see you next week because Thursday is the day is Thanksgiving. So think about all the things that you have to be thankful for. I don't know, maybe start a gratitude journal. Keep a little notebook by your bed. I know a lot of people journal. I keep a gratitude journal every day. I know what I was grateful for that day. That's it. So maybe keep a gratitude journal. Keep a regular journal. Think about it. Just jotting down the things you're grateful for. Keep your mind and your heart in good place. I honor the divine teachers within all of you. Thank you for joining me here for the student yoga for government technological difficulties. May we all find peace no matter what we are given. Namaste. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.